wanted to work with me. Met people like Bo Raps Bafu.
Yeah.
You know, he got me into his studio, played me a couple of beats. I didn't even want to do house music because I'm originally from the pop world.
Yes.
Like I'm a pop star.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Jackson.
Can't handle this.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Dialogue Podcast. Today we've got Mr. Mo. I think at Home Affairs they know him as Molefi Motika, who's a UJ graduate, marketing management. And Mr. Mo is a very accomplished vocalist, songwriter, performer. He has performed on stages at Makufe, iRock, DSTV, and many more. Good day, sir.
Good day, man. Yay.
It's been a while, man. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Since I've wanted to get you here, you know?
Yeah, and now we're here, so.
Exactly. Thank you for joining us, man. Just for a start, I think I would like to ask you, just to give us a brief background. How did you end up in music?
Yeah. Well, look, music for me is like a gift, man.
Yeah.
It's a gift. It's something that I was born with.
Yeah.
I say that because I never really went through extensive training or whatever. It's just been second nature. It's in my blood.
Yeah.
So I've been doing music ever since I was a kid, man. When it's in you.
Yeah.
So I used to sing at school. I was always that guy that outshines everyone. So I'd be on stage. I've been popular from school, being popular has been in
your blood.
So man, I love music. I started writing my own songs when I got to high school, just exploring. And actually, I don't think the songs that I wrote initially were that great, but the fact that I pushed myself, to start writing my own music instead of just focusing on singing other people's songs, doing covers, which I was good at. I was like, let me do my own thing. It was actually when I got to UJ. When I actually started really performing. Yeah. So I would perform for a crowd of about 3,000 students,
What?
We used to host.
Is that during the gigs at UJ?
Yeah, there was this guy called.
Or did you just start singing and then everyone gather around you? How it happens in movies?
Cypher vibes. There's cypher vibes. Rappers used to do that. Have ciphers, and all of a sudden everyone is there, and people are battling each other. No, with us, there was a guy that was he gathered musicians in varsity.
Oh.
Whether you're a guitarist, whether you play the keys, or you're a singer, gospel, doesn't matter what. He gathered musicians.
Yeah.
His name was Opa Sitela. I know he's in the gospel industry right now. He's doing big things, with his writing and whatnot. So he gathered us musicians in varsity, and he used to host big shows. Yeah. So we used to perform on actual shows. Yeah. So that's when I saw, because every time I would sing, people would be like, you, this guy, this guy, you know what I mean? So it gave me the confidence. Yes. And it kind of also opened my mind to say, what do you want to do? I probed myself. What do you want to do with yourself in the music industry? You know what? That's when I started fiddling around and recording. I had my own mini studio at Res.
What?
Yeah, so my room was... Even at Res, I was the popular one because I had the best equipment. I had I had mics. I had everything.
So it was the hangout spot.
My room was everyone that went to varsity with me will tell you. My room was the popping room. So I started recording myself, so I would make people listen, and gauge,
give you feedback, and all that stuff.
What do you think of this? Yeah. And everyone would be like, yo, this sounds so professional. This sounds so international. Yeah. Where did you record? What studio do you... I'm like, dude, here's the mic. Can you see this mic? Yeah. This is where I recorded myself. So,
This is where the magic happens.
This is where the magic happens. So it was after varsity when I went to corporate, right? And I became an account manager for South African breweries.
Okay.
Worked there, but music has always been a passion of mine, right? So, look, I met influential people that heard my voice along the way.
Yeah.
And they wanted to work with me. Met people like Bo Raps Bafu.
Yeah.
You know, he got me into his studio, played me a couple of beats. I didn't even want to do house music because I'm originally from the pop world.
Yes.
Like I'm a pop star.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah. Jackson. Can't handle this.
Yeah. I'm kidding. No, I look up to him. He's one of the legends that I look up to, and you know. So yeah, got into studio, started doing a house song. I did a house song with Robs called "Walking Away," which happened to be my very first single. And that song is a song that will never leave my system because literally every 5 minutes on social media, I'm not joking, if somebody's posting about that song. And it was released in 2014.
It's a good song.
Yeah,
it's a really, really good song.
Yeah, like it's that song that
would you say that that's the song that actually maybe put your name out there in terms of being a vocalist?
Yeah, it is. I would say that because it really, really is.
Yeah.
There's something about that song, and we released that song on the album Count Your Blessings, Rob's album. Yeah. And people just loved that. So there were so many vocalists that he featured on the album. Yes. But for some weird reason, people gravitated towards. We shot a video for it. It premiered on Channel O, Turn Up. There was a show called Turn Up. Premiered on Channel O. MTV was spinning the song. Like, it was crazy. I was getting gigs left, right, and center.
What?
Sometimes I would do like 7 gigs in one day. Like, imagine. By the time I do the 7th gig, I'm just like, Is
this 2 years ago or?
This is 2015.
2015. Yeah. So that's like 5 years ago. Yeah.
5 years ago. Yeah. 5 years ago. So I was literally touring. Actually, a lot of my fan base was accumulated from live performance.
Oh, yes.
We did so many live performances, and everywhere I performed.
And I actually want to talk about that live performances because performing, it seems like it's a major thing in terms of you being an artist. Yeah. It's a major component of you being an artist, and you take it seriously.
Yeah, performing, for me, I love performing.
Yeah.
For me, I always say an artist that can't perform live, like honestly, personally, if an artist can't perform live, I write you off. I don't care how good your music is. If you can't give me a good live performance, I write you off. So imagine me now, like being an artist, how critical I am. So my performances, I always make sure that they are an experience. Yeah. Like, even if you don't know me, I always make sure I leave you with that thing, but that guy, there's something about that guy.
Exactly.
So whether I'm performing alone, but most of the time with festivals, I bring like a whole entourage, crew, dancers and everything. Yeah. I love dancing as well. Yeah. So my performances are something that are close to my heart.
Talking about you bring a crew when you want to perform. You were in a group or two before you actually ventured off on your own.
Well, not necessarily like a boy band or choir. No. Yeah. I was in a musical group. Yeah. Like I said, in varsity, I joined a group called Currents of Blackness, where it was different musicians. Yeah. So even when we perform, you perform your stuff. If you are a solo act, you perform as a solo act. So I used to perform as a solo act, but I was part of a group.
Oh, like, okay.
In that sense. All right. And then I joined another group called Urban Legend. Mm-hmm. And I think I was the only male vocalist there, but there were other vocalists, like female vocalists, guitarists. Like, it was the same as the group I joined in varsity, but differently, because now we were performing in jazz clubs now as opposed to performing for students. We used to go and perform our original songs at jazz clubs. There was a guy called Walid. He was in charge of that group called Urban Legends. Yeah. He had a studio, so I recorded a lot of pop material there. Yes. The album that I actually wanted to release first is pure pop music. Yeah? Yeah, it was pop music. I never wanted to do house music. Like, I never
So wait. Like, so your first love is hip hop.
Pop.
Then
pop.
Pop.
P-O-P, yeah.
Okay. Pop music. And then you, but you did say you also loved hip hop as well at some stage.
Well, hip hop, I listen to it, but I wouldn't be like, I'm not a rapper.
You're not a rapper,
I just appreciate it.
Yeah. So with all those influences and your interests, how would you describe your sound currently at the moment?
That's a very good question. My sound, I would say, is something that is uncaged and untamed. I say that because when you listen to other singers, you can tell that this one is from gospel. Yeah. You can hear like this one definitely gospel background.
Yes.
Choir vibes or whatever.
Yes.
Theater. This one did like theatrical stuff and whatnot.
Yeah.
With my voice, it's like, okay, wait. If you listen to my music, like sometimes if you don't tell people that I'm South African, they won't even know. Like okay, this guy sounds international. You know what I mean? It's like, and no, I'm proudly South African, because I don't cage myself. So my sound is very, I'd say world class, but it's not a pompous statement. I'm not being pompous. Based on the reaction that I've received, like some people can't even believe like that. Some people will even post like SA doesn't deserve you. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's getting hot in here.
Yeah, it's getting hot. Okay. I'll sort it out just now.
Right.
So when you talk about your sound, where do you see your sound fitting in terms of? I hear there's a lot of my piano coming up now. Do you think it would work there, or you gonna keep to the house, deep house?
Well, ultimately, I do want to release music that is authentic to myself. But right now, I'm focusing on, showcasing that I'm not like one-dimensional. I can do whatever. I always tell people that I do music. Don't cage me as a house vocalist. Don't cage me as... I can do whatever. Like, I've recorded ballads. Like,
Ballads?
Yeah, I've recorded ballads. I mean, like, something completely different from what my fan base right now is.
Yeah.
So, but I always let my followers know that I can't be caged to anything.
Yeah.
But with regards to sounds, I am exploring. Like for example, you just spoke about my piano evolving, coming into the game. Even with that, I didn't want to do it. Because when my piano came out, it was a bit vulgar. It was swearing words here and there. I'm just like, I'm dizzy. I'm dizzy. I said, if I'm going to do it, it has to be musical.
Yeah.
It has to be something musical and something timeless.
So to you, it matters.
It does matter.
It matters the message that you put out.
Yeah, it does. A lot. Music is very powerful. And a lot of musicians, I don't think we realize how much power music can soothe you, bro. Like whatever it is that you're going through, you listen to your favorite song, you feel better.
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just makes life so much lighter and whatnot. So we have the power as musicians to make sure that we translate, meaningful, like lyrical content. And I'm all about that. I know we're not the same. There's a market. Everyone can eat.
For sure.
Everyone can eat. There's a market for mediocre. Even mediocre, has a market.
Yeah.
Because it's that broad. But with my craft, I choose to play around with concepts that are
positive. And I was looking at your bio for yourself, as well as your company.
Yeah.
And you stated something about you want to be positive messaging. You want to encourage people.
Yeah.
So even the genre that you are in, you wanted to encompass your values as well.
Hundreds.
Yeah.
Hundreds. And I'll never compromise what I want to achieve to try and please. Rather, it's always good when people love you for you being yourself,
Yeah.
As opposed to like you portraying an image that is not really a reflection of who you really are.
Yes.
So I will not compromise when it comes to my craft. I'm all about quality music. It's a longer route, but it's worth it at the end, because I could do like a bubblegum song that, like, you know what I mean? Like, I could do that. But how about I stick to what I'm doing? Everybody that actually is cognizant of my brand right now appreciates what I'm doing. They see the growth and whatnot. And I'm happy with how like I've actually pushed my brand and how I remain true to myself. And like I said, anything is possible when it comes to music. There's no limits when it comes to music. I can do whatever when it comes to music, but I'll always add an element of like, you know, reality to it, something that is authentic, something that changes, something that people can apply themselves to in their own unique situation. You know what I mean? I'm all about that. Like music with a purpose.
All right.
Yeah.